Hello everyone, and welcome to the second episode of A Vision for the Future. This is a series Aman has started highlighting the achievements in vivo imaging of our industry collaborators. Today we'll be speaking with Drew Heinmiller. He's a product manager from FujiFilm Visualsoncis. FujiFilm Visualsoncis designs and manufactures high-frequency in vivo imaging for both research and clinical use. Drew Skyped in from Toronto to talk about what is photoacoustic imaging, the benefits of a multimodal approach, his collaboration with the Amanis team, and his company's vision for the future.
I actually met Kawai Peng at WMIC 2015, and we were just sort of chatting. I was walking around to other vendors, and I saw the Amanis booth there and sort of chatted with her. And we had done a study with a collaborator, and they published it using tyrosinase as a reporter gene. And we started to say, hey, maybe you could do these lentiviral vectors for putting the tyrosinase gene into animals for genetic reporting for photoacoustic imaging.
He started off by explaining photoacoustic imaging technology, which is a relatively new advancement in the imaging world.
Sure. So photoacoustic imaging is really a hybrid imaging modality. So it's the hybrid of optical on one hand and ultrasound on the other hand. Essentially, we're using pulsed laser light to illuminate a tissue. Anything that absorbs that light heats up a little bit, gives this mechanical thermoelastic expansion, which results in a pressure wave traveling through the tissue, and we detect that pressure wave via our ultrasound transducer. That's the long version. The short version is you're sending light in and you're getting sound out.
Although photoacoustics is relatively new, it certainly has its benefits. Drew explains how its main advantage is it's able to generate optic signals at depth, and how it's a non-invasive modality.
Photoacoustic imaging, the advantages there are really being able to take those optical signals and see them at depth. The key with ultrasound as well is it's a non-invasive modality. It doesn't require any kind of radiation. It's longitudinal, so you can image the same animal over and over again. And this sort of longitudinal imaging is really important for these kinds of studies where you can actually use an animal as its own control.
In our conversation, we talked a lot about the benefits of using a multimodal approach. So I asked Drew if he thought any single imaging modality could rival a multimodal approach just because of the level of information and the complete picture you can arrive at using many modalities.
Well, I mean, each technology has its own strength, right? Mm-hmm. And ultrasound included. Ultrasound's got its strengths and its weaknesses, just like any other modality does. Mm-hmm. But being able to combine different modalities, so combining the ultrasound, I like to think of it as a sort of, you're trying to complete this picture of a biological process that's going on. A lot of these things overlap slightly, but they give these sort of complementary data as well. That sort of, you get a more complete picture of the biology the more modalities you use.
FujiFilm Visualsoncis recently entered the clinical world with their Vivo MD system. Drew talks about this exciting development.
When clinicians see this system, they've seen ultrasound before, they know what that looks like, and when they see this system and they see the high-resolution images, they get really excited, and they say things like, I've never seen that before, this is amazing. I've never seen, the individual, bundles in this particular nerve, like the radial nerve, for example. We're very proud of the Vivo MD and sort of going into that clinical space. But we do get asked often, what about photoacoustics? What is the role in the clinic of photoacoustics? And I think it's coming as well. We're always looking, we stress the importance, and biologists in general, biological researchers suggest the importance of translational. So being able to go from the mouse to man, so to speak. And I think that's where photoacoustics fits in nicely. People are using their animal models to develop certain applications, and they look to the future to see that's going to be translated into the clinic if it shows some kind of clinical benefit.
Drew also speaks to the importance of collaborating with researchers, such as Amanis, to continue to push imaging technology further.
FujiFilm Visualsoncis is very strong on the equipment side. I mean, we've been doing this for a long time. We've got a really great team here, fantastic engineers working on this stuff. And we look to partner with other people who are working on things like chemistry, the biology, the genetics, the developing vectors and that kind of thing. That's not really in our wheelhouse, and we rely on these kind of collaborations to push the field in general forward. And that's why I like to develop collaborations such as we've done with Amanis to help push the field forward.
Finally, Drew touches on the work his company is looking to do in the future to continually improve in vivo non-invasive imaging.
Yeah, I mean, we started out, in the early 2000s with, high-frequency ultrasound, and it's really developed from there, going from, cardiology applications, cancer. Now we're going into neuro and developmental biology, all these different things. So we really look to push the applications forward, especially with something like photoacoustics, but also continue to develop the technology. There's new techniques for doing ultra-fast ultrasound, always pushing to improve the resolution, improve the temporal resolution as well. Work with our customers, find out what their needs are, and try and build the tools that they're going to find useful. We're always sort of experimenting with new things, trying out new things, and we're always kind of looking to the future.
Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't seen our first episode in this series with Dr. Frank Bakeman, the founder of MI Labs, that will be linked in the description below. Also, explore Amanis' website to see how we are advancing in vivo non-invasive imaging with our production of high-quality imaging reagents.